Okay, I just made a YouTube video and I did forget a part. So this will be part 2 of the one I just posted. All right, so this is some stuff that I wanted to go over because I'd already mentioned how you can feel drained of energy. So say that you have been keeping your energy high, but then you kind of fall into a little bit of a funk because we're all experiencing ascension symptoms where we're really tired and everything. So you think, oh, I'm just having ascension symptoms, but there's some stuff going on in your life that is making you sad or maybe a little depressed. And so you need to take a beat to get through this, whatever it is. But if you are feeling like you have given up too much of your energy, or you may have a low entity being sucking the life out of you. So if you ever feel like you've had a vacuum cleaner attached to you and it just sucked all your energy out, that's a low energy being. They are feeding off of you, actually. Feeding off you. And I know that sounds really weird and, I know it sounds weird, but that actually does happen. We have this race called Draconians and Reptilians, and they are here on this planet. And they feed off of our fear. They feed off our anxiety. They feed off our depression, our unhappiness. They feed off of all those things. So if you're having those feelings, and we're human, and of course we're going to have moments when we do have those feelings, and maybe you've been in those feelings for a while, then you might want to check and see if you have a low entity being on you. And some of the things that you might want to, might give you a telltale sign that that's how you're feeling is, and especially if you're going through what you think is just ascension symptoms, but they have this quality to them. All right. So your energy is drained, like someone took a vacuum and sucked your life out of you. You're moody. You can't stay focused. You're jumping from one thing to the next. You're self-destructive and you're always on the defense. And say you are on an enlightenment journey and you do have some psychic abilities, but some of the messages that you're getting are now coming in very negative. And they're telling you not that you're, a good person or you've done a good job. They're telling you bad things. They're telling you that you're an idiot. They're telling you you have cancer. They're telling you you're going to die. They're telling your head is telling you stuff that it's your fears, it's your anxiety, it's the things that make you feel this way, that make you feel anxious or whatever. You could definitely have a low entity being on you, and especially if you've been channeling and you didn't say, I only want the highest of the highest, or you started channeling when you got depressed. Maybe, somebody died that you really love, or maybe you got into a car accident, you got really hurt, and you're in the hospital and you're really sad. But before that happened, you were channeling and you were connected, but you were on a higher vibration. And now you're in the hospital and you've been there for a while and you don't feel good and you're in a lot of pain. And you decide, what makes me feel good is if I channel. So you channel, but you forget to say, I'm only allowing the highest of the highest in my channel. I'm a child of God, or something to that effect. And now you have opened up a portal to a low entity being that can come in and suck the life out of you and continue to make you feel depressed and keep continuously giving you words in your head just that are beating you up. That is not always your ego. At 9 times out of 10, that's a low entity being that is attached itself to you and is feeding off of you. And the way that to get rid of that kind of being is to raise your vibration back up to where it was. And like I said in the previous video, start at the low vibration, start at 4. Or if you're really low, start at 3. Bring it to 4, bring it to 5, bring it to 6, bring it to 7, bring it to 8, bring it to 9. Somewhere around 5 and 6, that entity isn't going to be getting its kicks anymore, because you're not in that low energy. You're not bowing down to the fears, and you're not bowing down to the anxiety. And so there's nothing for them to feed on. And so they move on. They move on to somebody else. And if you do hire somebody to take it off of you, and they say, nope, not going anywhere, I'm actually an archangel, or I'm an angel, and that's baloney. Angels do not talk to you like that. Angels are benevolent, okay? They are like, all right, say you wanted a certain person to win in the election, and you channeled, and they said, yes, that person's going to win, right? And then they didn't win, right? Well, your own desires have biased that outcome. So when you got that information, it wasn't 100% because you had your factor in there. Well, the way that the angels work is they give you, like when I channeled it, they told me, don't worry, democracy wins. So I just let it go, because democracy wins. So whenever I channel, I always ask them to give me, I want to know for the highest good of myself and humanity. I want to know for the highest good. What the answer to my problem, if you can give me the answer to my problem for the highest good. So that way the universe or God or whoever can use every resource available to me to bring to me what it is that I want. So 9 times out of 10, what you want isn't actually what you want. Like, you want money, but actually what you want is freedom. Freedom is what you want. So when you ask for that, and then you say, I don't care what the outcome is, I don't care how you bring it to me, that's what I want. That's what I would like to have. Then that opens up the doors to every single, possibility. So that's how they work, because they're benevolent. They don't care what you want. They are how you get what you want. But if you give them, I want to win the lottery, that's the only way I want it to come. It's not going to come. It's not going to come that way, because you have to be in alignment with that energy. You have to be in alignment. The timing has to be right. It's just all these things have to be in place for this to happen. So if you're making yourself this one tiny little pinpoint, then you're not going to get it. Okay? So the point that I'm trying to make is that they're benevolent beings, and as long as you're asking for the highest good of all, then they'll give you the answer. But if you're skewed one way or the other, then you could possibly skew the answer to the answer that you want to hear. And that's all good, but they're not going to say it to you. They're not going to call you names. They're not going to put you down. They're not going to say negative things to you. They talk to you with love in their voice. And not only that, because it's your own voice, but not only that, but you feel their energy wash into you. It's this loving, tingly, warm energy, and it washes in you, and it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good. So if you aren't getting that, and you're an idiot, you shouldn't have done that, you're going to get cancer, you're going to die, you didn't turn left when we told you to, so now, you're going to die, whatever. That is not an angel. Don't do this or you'll die, or don't do this or your kids will die, or don't do this or your animals will die. That is worry, and that is anxiety, and that is fear. That is not an angel. Angels do not give you fear. And they do not give you Anxiety. They don't give you worry. They don't make you worry. They actually take your worries away. So if something like that is doing that, then you're not talking to an angel. You're talking to a low entity being. It could be a draconian. It could be just a low energy being. Somebody they passed away and they didn't go to the other side, and they're just kind of lingering on this side of the veil because they're so ashamed of what they did in this lifetime that they are afraid to go to the light, because they think that when they go to the light, God's going to judge them and throw them in hell. Well, one thing, there's no hell. Hell does not exist. 1. 2, God does not care. God loves you no matter what. He loves you if you do good things. He loves you if you do bad things. And I know that sounds unfair to everyone. Everyone's going, yeah, but there's got to be some consequences. There is consequences. The consequences are you and your karma. So when you go for your life review, you're judging you. So if you think what you did was bad, then you will punish you. But this is the glitch. When you come back to do your life plan again, you still have to clear that karma. So if you have created karma, then when you come back, say you murdered somebody, then you come back, you got to be murdered. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's how that works. But right now, we're in a time that is unlike any time that we've ever been in Earth's entire history, where when the flash comes, Dharma's going to come. And when Dharma comes, that means that everyone born after that is born in Dharma. So that means that there's no more karma. And the people that die now and go to the other side, their karma, no matter what it was, is wiped clean. They don't have to, because when they come back, there's no Dharma. So, there's no karma, there's Dharma. So we're in a time there like no other. And not only that, but we are also in a time of ascension. And so all this stuff that's happening, you're either going to wake up as a Wayshower, or you're going to wake up in the first awakening, which is happening in the flash. We haven't been told yet when the second awakening will be, but there will be a second awakening and then the third awakening, and no one's going to be left behind. Eventually, everyone will ascend. It just depends on when you want to ascend. When do you want to come into your full self? When do you want to be able to access all the lifetimes that you've ever lived and all the lessons that you've learned? Because all these lessons give us the power that we have on the other side. They've expanded us and given us all this extra stuff that we can do. So when you ascend, you get to, yes, you do become a lighter being. You go from a carbon base to a crystalline base. That's true. But you're still a person. You're still a body. And you still have your loved ones with you, etc. But you now have all the experience and all the power that you've learned how to do over the thousands of lifetimes you've had. I've had 441,000 lifetimes. That's a lot of lifetimes that I had to learn a lot of different things. And so because of that, I have all these keys, and I have all these, things that I can do that I can't do because I don't remember the lifetimes. Well, some of them I do remember. But I know certain things because I have an abnormal amount of knowledge about herbal medicine, which I'd never studied herbal medicine in this lifetime, but I did in other lifetimes. And so in this lifetime, I actually have an awful lot of herbal medicine information. So I use that to keep myself and my family healthy. But that's just one example of the things that you could learn and then carry forward. So when we awaken, now we're going to see all those lifetimes. We're going to remember all those gifts. We're going to remember all that knowledge. And now we can use that on this side of the veil. Because remember, when we come here, we agree that we're going to forget everything. And so we're in a game. It's a game. So we're in this game, and we know nothing, and we don't know what we're doing. And some people get frustrated. Some people get sad. Some people go through their life never achieving anything because they're so beaten down. when if they just knew that they were in a game, then they could pick themselves up and brush themselves off and say, you know what, I'm a big, powerful being. I'm a multi-dimensional being. I have power. I'm not this powerless little thing that I've made myself. And trust me, I made myself this tiny little thing, this tiny little powerless thing. And I almost died because of it. But now I've been awakened enough to know that I'm not this. Jesus came to me, Yeshua came to me, and he healed me enough, and he woke me up enough, he gave me enough information that I went back into my gifts that I had given up on. He gave them back to me, and I've been using them like I did when I was a kid, and I'm now using them to teach you how to use yours, because we can all do what I do. We can all channel. We can all connect to the angels. We can all heal. We can heal ourselves. We can heal other people. And this is for entertainment purposes only, just because it's YouTube and I don't want to be sued for saying that. Oh, well, you said you could heal me and you didn't. Well, no, I'm not going to even go there. But the point is that I'm making is that we're energy and we're in a game, and we now know we're in a game, and we now know that we're going to get this information of all these other lifetimes that we played the game, and now we're going to have all that strategy. I mean, have you ever played a game, a board game, and you played it so many times? You played Monopoly so many times. Nobody wants to play with you because you are so good at that game that they know they're going to lose. That's the game we're in right now. You've been born hundreds of thousands of times. And in those lifetimes, you have learned all these lessons, and you have gained all these keys. So maybe in one lifetime, you died of cancer. Now you have a cancer key. Maybe in another lifetime, you were an artist. Now you have an artist key. Maybe in another lifetime, you were a doctor. And so now you have, and you specialize in a certain thing. So now you have this knowledge and this key from being that in that lifetime. This is what I'm saying. We're going to gather up all of our information and all of our knowledge, and then we're going to be able to use it in this game before the veil is lifted. And then when the veil is lifted, when we do ascend and the veil is lifted, and we merge with our higher self, and we merge with everything and everything that is, and we know everything, and we are connected again, and then all of our psychic gifts and all of our, because that's how they live on the other side. They don't talk. They have telepathy. They don't, get in a car and drive somewhere. They use portals, and they go from one place to another place. That's how they do it. That's how they do everything. And that's how eventually we will do everything too. And including healing our planet and stop polluting everything and stop polluting our bodies and stop polluting the air. The whole 9 yards, all of that will stop when we get on, ascend and actually realize, oh my God, this is the way that it really is, and this is how I should be doing it, so that I don't pollute my body, and I don't pollute the air, and I don't pollute the water, and I don't pollute the earth, because we have to live on this planet, right? So let's not destroy the planet. So this is what I'm saying, and I really hope that this helps you. And remember these symptoms. Maybe you are having ascension symptoms. Maybe you're just a little depressed. That's okay too. But if you honestly feel like you have, a dark entity on you, there are people that can remove those dark entities from you, and reach out and get some help. But the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is to raise your vibration. Raise your vibration as high as you can raise it. And when you do that, they don't want you anymore because you're useless to them. When you have gotten to the point where you say, whatever, get off of me, F you, get away from me. I'm a multidimensional, powerful light being. You're a dark little tiny thing, and I'm going to flick you off of me, right? Because you can do that. That is what you can do. And then they won't be feeding on you anymore because you were depressed because so-and-so died and you missed them so much that you let yourself lower your vibration so low that they started feeding off of you. So remember that. And I hope this helps you. And I'm sending you all a big love wave, and have a great day. Bye-bye.